The story of how India is dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic and how it has managed to stay ahead of the curve and responding promptly is truly a remarkable one. With its testing capabilities now matching most of the advanced countries of the world, Indian institutions have risen to the occasion in this emergency situation and have every reason to be proud about their work and what they have done.
When COVID-19 hit India, we had the first cases in January last year. We had just the NIV, which was testing for the National Institute of Virology, which was testing for COVID-19. And I think today we have about 2,300 odd labs testing for COVID-19. I think in May we touched about 100,000 tests, which was a landmark. And then I think in September we touched 1 million tests, which was the second landmark.
In March there was a time when we were importing all the testing commodities and we had very little at hand. And the cases were spreading all across the country. So calibrating the testing strategies in terms of RT-PCR, TrueNat, CBNat platforms at district level and rapid antigen test at the field, calibrating this along with the availability of testing commodities and preparedness of the labs to take up this kind of a testing has been a challenge. So the price when we started RT-PCR testing way back in March with these imported commodities was close to 1,300 rupees a test. Today with this in-house commodities that we have, the diagnostic commodities, the price has come down to less than 200 rupees now.
We were the first in the world to start the molecular testing with the repurposed tuberculosis TrueNat testing machines. We started way back in March, April, and similar products have been deployed in other parts of the world in October.
So the impact that this pandemic had in terms of understanding the importance of a well-equipped lab structure, trained staff, infrastructure, and also preserving that trained staff will definitely take us a long way.
We need to take a lot of care that the staff does not get infected, and the supporting staff, which is taking care of the store and the finance and the admin, they also need to be infection free. For us, it was a big challenge, and we made it through that. None of our staff actually got infected throughout this period. But considering whatever the risks are involved, when you work for a higher purpose, these risks are secondary.
I think if I were to summarize India's response to COVID-19 in one word, I would say innovative.
In terms of the case fatality, initially it was less than 2%, now it's less than 1.5%, and the recovery rates are pretty high, close to 85 to 90%. So I feel that India somehow has really fared well, and we do have some intrinsic immunity that we are not so badly getting affected by the virus as other countries do.
We have come this far in the response, but the pandemic isn't over yet. The more we test promptly, the better chances we'll have of protecting ourselves and stopping the spread, stopping disease, and stopping deaths.
In the COVID, I think the WHO was able to partner with us in terms of giving us, maintaining the quality of the laboratories, the QC part of it. They were able to give us kits in the very beginning when we had shortage of kits in February, March. WHO helped us dramatically in that because we were, I think, 2-3 months behind many Western nations in terms of the surging of the epidemic, and therefore we were lucky in terms of being able to utilize other people's experience, obviously through the WHO network.
So we've had a lot of learnings from this COVID-19 experience. We learned how to create synergy between different organizations, different expertise domain of men and material, and we hope that we will be able to use this experience in delivering healthcare in other sectors as well in the post-COVID.
In all its complexity and magnitude, India has always come together for the greater public good of its population. And this is what we saw in COVID-19. And with ICMR's commitment and expertise, I think India is in good hands and standing in a strong position against COVID-19.